Welcome to the front porch, where we're shooting the breeze podcast style with Savannah's top thinkers and biggest barrier breakers. The quintessentially quirky and the
Hello and welcome
perpetually
to the front porch. My name is B. Ray. I'm with the Creative Coast. We're at the Creators Foundry, chatting it up podcast style with Teri Schell. Hey Teri.
Hi, how are you?
Super. And you're with the Forsyth Farmers Market.
Yes.
What got you excited about Farmers Market?
Oh goodness. I was working on a project at Union Mission, actually, on a USDA grant where we were trying to connect people to growing food and accessing food. And so because of that, I was on some committees around local food in Savannah about 8 years ago or more. And a group of us ended up meeting and getting together and deciding to start a farmers market. And so we merged with Starland Farmers Market, which was happening at that time, moved to Forsyth Park, changed our name and a little bit of our mission, and here we are.
Wow. And you've seen a nice steady growth ever since.
Yes, we started with about 8 vendors, maybe, a couple of hundred shoppers. Now we have an average of 30 or more vendors a week, and sometimes up to 2,000-3,000 shoppers a week.
So something happened though before the 8 years where you knew something about food, or you were in a project to try to get people to grow their own food. What is it? What's your background that had you have this skill or interest?
Well, I'm all of my grandparents came from farms. They all moved to Birmingham, Alabama, to the big city to try to make money, because they were mostly subsistence farmers, which means they just grew food to live.
Right.
So my parents both worked in the steel mill too, but all my grandparents were still growing food at their homes. And so when I was a little kid, we ate pretty healthily. This was in the 70s. We still ate butchered meats from butchers where there were pastured animals out back. We all ate, if it wasn't grown in the yard, it was bought sometimes at a farmer's market or a roadside market, or it was all really pretty healthy, and we weren't wealthy people. And then as I got older, that kind of stopped. We started eating a lot of processed foods and fast foods, and I could tell that I was not as healthy. Like, I didn't feel good. I had a lot of stomach issues. And then when I was a teenager, I started working at a health food store, just kind of by chance. And they had a cafe, and I started eating healthy again just because it was easy, because I worked there.
Right.
And all my stomach problems went away. All my health issues kind of went away. And so I really started equating good, healthy food with good health. And so I've been working in sort of food system work for over 20-something years, in various forms and fashion, and I really have noticed that farmers have changed, even though my whole family left farming. I've also seen there's just been a decline in the family farm altogether, and so I'm really interested in trying to maintain that sort of farming way of life, hopefully, and also getting healthy food to people, because I think everybody's healthier when they eat a little better.
And so what are some of the major initiatives you have now with the Forsyth Farmers Market?
Well, we have the main market on Saturdays, and we have a program we call Bring It Home, which is sort of education and outreach, and try to teach people about locally farmed food and healthy food. And we have a new project called Farm Truck 912 that we're really excited about, and that's going to be a mobile farmers market. It's actually a truck that was funded by Gulfstream, their Live Well, Be Well initiative. And we're going to be taking sort of the farmers market experience with that Bring It Home education out into neighborhoods of Savannah that have the least access to healthy food.
And that's something you personally oversee?
Yes.
And so give us a sense of what's going to be on that truck. What kinds of fruits, vegetables, what do we have?
We're going to start with fruits and vegetables primarily, what's in season, sort of what we have at the market, and usually fruits and vegetables that are in season are a little more affordable. We're also going to have that education component, so we can say, not only here's the food, but here's what you can do with this food. recipes, cooking demonstrations, etc. Then our goal is to poll our communities that we're going into and see what else they want to see on the truck. We have the opportunity to take meats, dairy, bread, those sorts of things on the truck as well, but we want to make sure that that's what the community wants to see. So we're going to be asking questions right away when we take that truck out.
And to talk a little bit about how this started. It's called Truck 912?
Farm Truck
Farm
912.
Truck 912.
Yeah.
And so talk a little bit about how that endeavor started and perhaps some of the surprises you met along the way.
Well, we started writing grants for a mobile market way back in 2010, like the year after we started, pretty
Wow.
much, because we noticed right away that Forsyth Park isn't great for everybody. The parking's not the best. Saturdays aren't great for everybody. It's only 9 to 1, 4 hours on a Saturday. It just doesn't fit everybody's schedule. So we really wanted to go out into the community, and our farmers really couldn't make too many more days in their schedule. So we thought a mobile truck would be great. And so we wrote quite a few grants. We didn't get funded until 2013 from Gulfstream. We've had a lot of surprises because we thought we would be rolling by now, and it's taken almost 2 years to get our truck together. We've had a lot of trouble just retrofitting the truck. We thought the hard part would be to get people interested, but we've had lots of interest. The truck's just been difficult. We were kind of ambitious on how we wanted the truck to look, and so it took a lot more than we expected to get it retrofitted.
And who's the we?
We, Forsyth Farmers Market has a board of directors, and some of the founders are still closely involved in the market as well. So when I say we, I'm thinking about our board of directors. We have a couple of extra staff as well. We have 30 staff now, including myself. And so.
And what do you see in the coming 2 or 3 years, both for the farmers market, for Farm Truck 912, and just healthy eating in the Savannah region?
Well, I hope Farm Truck will be rolling to as many locations as we can get to. We have a lot of interest. There's a lot of communities in Savannah that want to see fresh fruits and vegetables in their communities, so we hope to go as many places as we can. We've also had some interest from sort of like corporations. Maybe at shift changes, we could have the truck there so that folks that work long hours can just pick something up on their way home right at their work site. So we would like to see that happen. There's already been discussion of more trucks, if we can get this one off the ground. And I really think Forsyth has become also not only just a place for local Savannahs to come to, but we get a lot of tourists, actually. We get a lot of visitors, and people are really excited to come to see what Savannah has to offer in the form of a farmer's market. I've been surprised, really, how many people visit us. And so I see that growing, and I see the farm truck going more places. And I really feel that Savannah has sort of tapped into the national conversation around healthy local food. It's a lot more prominent in the restaurants. I would like to see more of it in institutions like hospitals and schools. The school has been working hard to get some local farmed food in their school lunches. So I see that growing, and I would really like to see some more work around education, because there's still a lot of disconnect between people and where their food comes from. And so I would really like to see more of that in perhaps our schools, and of course more from us, definitely.
Well, Teri Schell with the Forsyth Farmers Market and Farm Truck 912, thank you so much. We appreciate all you do for Savannah and the region.
Thanks for having me.